Hi, this is Shade Foray with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Steven Swenson, and again, we're doing another Property Deal of the Week video for April of 2020.
Yeah, we hope you guys are all being safe right now. Today we're going to be talking about Florida and Florida tax deeds. Even with the coronavirus and everything going on, there's still online auctions and over-the-counter opportunities.
Yeah, Florida is kind of a unique state in how they operate because they're a state that sells both tax liens and tax deeds. In Florida, the way their tax liens work is they're sold with a 2-year redemption period. So property owners basically have 2 years before they could lose their home to foreclosure, and lien holders have 2 years before they can take some kind of action with the county.
Yeah, exactly. And once that 2-year period has elapsed, then the lien holder can go ahead and foreclose on the property, fill out what's called a deed application, and then the county will foreclose on the property and offer it up at a tax deed sale. And so whoever buys it at the tax deed sale actually pays off the tax lien certificate holders.
Yeah, in fact, the only way that the lien holder will end up with the property is if it doesn't get a bid, which sometimes you'll see in deed auctions where if it doesn't get a bid, it will say that it went to the certificate holder.
Yeah, exactly. And the opening bid is going to start at the delinquent taxes, penalties, and fees.
Yeah. So this particular property we're going to look at is in Broward County, and it's for April 14th. We're going to look at for an auction coming up here where they still have some properties available. And this is also being held through an online auction with Grand Street Group.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go look at some of these properties online and actually go through and kind of do a little bit of research on them.
Yeah, I figured the easiest way is just to show you the properties live. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're actually just kind of starting off here. Normally, tax sale support, where we normally go, we go into our online auction section here, and then from there we go into our online tax deeds. And we're going to go down here into Florida, and some of the ones we're looking at here are actually right here.
Yeah, exactly. So if we click on that link, it's going to go ahead and pull up the auction website, and then we can see the auction they're listed on the 15th. So we're going to go ahead and click on that date.
Yeah. Now, the way that the auction's kind of laid out here with Grant Street Group is different from real auction in that we can see the properties that were offered that were already removed. You can see originally this list was 108 properties, and it's down to 31 now. So 77 have been canceled. But we can expand any of the information here on these, on these ones.
Yeah. So there's still 33 properties, and actually, as you start going through these, a good portion of these could be potential investments.
Yeah. In fact, this we can see that it doesn't have a homestead exemption, but it does have, $50,000 opening bid, but an assessed value of $351.
Yeah, and now if we click on the parcel number, it's going to go ahead and pull up the property record information, so we can get a little bit more idea of what the property is.
Yeah, we can also see here the site address and the mailing address here are the same, I believe.
Yeah, in fact, we can click on the site address and it'll pull up a Google Map view if we just click on it.
Yeah, and here we can click here for kind of the satellite overhead image here of it, and we can go here to look at the property here from a street side image. This one looks like it was captured in March of 2019, so it's about a year old.
Yeah, so it's pretty recent, and we can get a good idea. I'm not quite sure if it's a home or if it's used as some type of business, because it does have a pretty good front driveway, but we could probably take a look and see if it does have some type of Zillow value. I didn't do that before to see if it is buildable.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Now, the reason why we're not sure if it will or not is because commercial properties don't show a value on Zillow. But this one's still listed as a residential.
Yeah, it looks like a home. You just kind of wondered because you saw that trailer and kind of in the front too.
Yeah, we can see here it was built in 1946. That it is a 1,792 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. Valued at $396 there.
Yeah, so just under $400,000 with a what was it?
A $50,000 opening bid, I think it was. Oh, what was wrong one here? It is
$49,000. Let's take a look at some more properties.
All right, sounds good here. Okay, let's take a look here. We've got one here starting at $11,000. Let's see what the numbers are on this one.
We can tell just in the legal description, though, that it's some type of condo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can see there that it's a condo, unit 106 here in the Royal Palm Plantation, which must be the name of the community. And the numbers look really good at $11,000 opening bid amount and $115,000 assessed value.
Yeah, it's less than 10 cents on the dollar. Click on the county record information. See some of the improvements. If we scroll down further, we can see some of the sales history. So this sold back in 2015 for $114,000. So at least back then, even only 5 years ago, somebody was willing to pay $114,000. But back in 2005, somebody paid $175,000 for it.
Yeah. In fact, it'd be interesting to look into just a little bit more. Let's take a look at the property here. We can get an idea about where it's located at here.
In fact, we can copy that address up at the top and we take a look and see what type of Zillow.
Yeah, let's see. That is one of the nice things about condos is that oftentimes you can find other condos for sale or possibly even that same condo. This one could very well be the same condo. There are several here, and you can get pretty accurate numbers on them with comps, and they're also a little easier to fix up because it's a more limited amount of space.
Yeah, well, and a lot of these are newer as well.
Yeah, so the value that it's giving here, what do we say here about the property we're looking at? What size is it?
Let's see, it's number 106. You could probably look and see on the record what size it is a little further down below. Oh, it doesn't have it here. Oh, there it is.
So it's
a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah, 1,370 square feet.
Yeah, built in 1981. So you're not gonna have to worry about lead paint or anything like that.
Yeah, those are a lot of really attractive things. And we can see here the value on them looks like for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They range here from 140 up to 180,000, for same ones, and this one already has a sale pending, on it. What number we say it was?
104.
Yeah,
it's 10 something.
Yeah,
106 maybe.
Yeah, 106 right there was for sale for 139,000.
Is that 106?
Yeah, right there.
Look and see what number this one is, because maybe they're trying to sell it right now.
Unit 106. That's the same one.
So they're trying to. Let's click on it and find out a little bit more about it. Maybe they have photos. These are the photos.
Yeah, these are the photos.
So it's that bottom one, and I'm sure they're trying to sell it before it goes to the tax sale.
Yeah. The $139,000 price is probably a discounted price. It looks like they probably are valued closer to 150. Looks like a nice place, though.
Yeah.
And it's a huge bonus having it be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Well, and having these current photos, you can't get any newer than these photos of the inside because they're currently trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Now, they may be able to sell it, or maybe an investor's going to step in and try to work out something before it goes to auction. But if not, you could bid on this property very confidently and know at least to an idea what kind of condition the property is going to be in.
Yeah, it's really nice.
As long as the homeowner doesn't, or somebody doesn't freak out on it afterwards. But you know what the condition is as of now.
Yeah, that also looks like a great deal. And there are lots more properties, like these.
You can see all of them removed, but there's still 33 that are coming up for the sale, and the sale's only 4 or 5 days away. So a lot of these ones that have redeemed, a lot of the ones that have redeemed are the ones that are going to redeem. As you get down closer to the auction, you'll still have some, but a lot of the ones that we're planning on paying off have already paid off.
Yeah, it is nice being able to click on that. And I think it's going to be this bigger house.
Yeah, grab the ad. Oh.
It's at least half of it. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Let's see how they're split up this way. If it tells us anything.
You know, it could be because it's a duplex or something like that, or maybe even more than that, but it's fourplex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's look at the records a little more. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe not.
Yeah, it says it's 1 unit, but it's got to be split in half. Because it's 2,000 square feet.
Oh, maybe it's like a twin home.
Yeah, it's probably...
where you got two of the garages go to one and 2 of them go to the other, and you're buying half of it.
Yeah.
That makes more sense on the price and also the size of it, because it looks like a pretty big property.
Yeah.
Look at the owner's name. Marshmallow Properties.
Marshmallow Properties Holding Corporation there. Yeah, not bad. I think that one, could also it's also a home as well that would work great. This is another condo we've got here. This one's at Century Village there.
Really, any of the ones we've seen so far could be home runs if getting at the right price.
Yeah, these are all, these would all be great.
These ones you're not going to be able to get into a street view because, the condo, so we're going to be better off looking at the address and seeing what type of similar properties we can find on Zillow.
Yeah. And here we go. And so now this property that we're looking at, this particular one here.
Unit number 4? Building 311.
Yeah, 311S. And let's see here. I don't know how exactly these things work. And I think this one that we're looking at is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah, 2-bedroom, 1.5.
So let's see here.
It's got a shower. Even just looking at the size right there, at about 100,000, 101.
Yeah.
That's going to be similar to 2-bedroom, 2-bath. That's that 954. Kind of gives us an idea that they're listed around $100,000.
Yeah.
And then, if we were going to buy one, we'd go through and look at sales, we'd find more comparables.
Yeah, based on the square footage, it is pretty easy to say, that's right where it's going to end up at. And, and based on where it's at, it's about 10%. It gives you plenty of room here. This one is possibly another kind like that, kind of.
Yeah, exactly 10 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. This one, it's listed as like it's in a condo, or like it's a...
Looks kind of like a house now. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, it's like apartments maybe, or condos or something along those lines. Let's take a look at this one real quick here too. But so far, everything that we've been looking at here could potentially work.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah.
257.
Yeah, and so at a $20,000 opening bid amount, there's a lot of room to work there, and there's a lot of activity and things that are happening.
Look at all those sold, within that same area.
Yeah.
So you can see that they're selling around 250, 252, 255, 245, 260.
Yeah, these are just like the last 6 months.
Yeah, so, these are the kind of comps we want to see. That helps us better determine how much we're going to decide what our high bid, give us a better idea of what our high bid's going to be.
Yeah, and I'm sure if we wanted to, we could probably start looking at more of these, but really all we're trying to get primarily is just a rough idea of about what it's going for, because from there we can focus on the property and trying to get the best price we can get. Let's see here. Do you want to look any more here?
Yeah, we can check out. Oh, it looks good. Let's look at the next one too. Because we can see $14,000, 132, another condo.
Another condo that looks great. That one looks interesting.
There was a couple like this one. I think this one might be. Let's look on this one. There's a couple of commercial type properties in here as well.
Yeah, let's see what this is.
Oh, this was the warehouse, but there was even some nicer ones. This was a pretty big warehouse right there.
Yeah, that is a pretty big warehouse. So this one right here opens up at $73,000, has an assessed value of $666,000, and let's see what we can see here about it. It's about 8,700 square feet.
Yeah, it's a big building.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a pretty good sized space there. That's kind of an interesting property there. And
there was another higher dollar amount here. Could have even been one of these 25s or something. But there was some more commercial property on the list that were, I'm not sure exactly which one it was. But
it might be this one. Let's see.
There. Yeah, that's a nice little home, though.
Yeah, this one's another little home. Every single one of these properties that are still on this list so far have been nice.
Yeah, there's only 4 or 5 that as I went through that were maybe that kind of had off numbers a bit, and they could have been homestead properties where they have to start at 50 cents on the dollar. But there is a ton of property.
You notice that the applicant in all of these is that same IDE Technologies. They must have bought a whole bunch of liens because they are the applicant in all of these. It's almost like they bought all of their stuff. It's kind of interesting.
Look at that 35 one.
Only at 60,000.
Oh yeah, that was kind of one of the weird one.
Yeah, so this one, if it's a homestead property, then they're going to list the property at least 50% of the assessed value, and so when you see them that are listed that way, a lot of times that's the reason why. It's because they are. But the rest of these all look, pretty excellent.
Yeah, there's some really nice ones.
Yeah, these are, that's another one that's homestead.
Another homestead, yeah. There's a couple like that, and even really, if you were to do the research and the market value was high enough, let's say the market value was 110 or 120, and you could get it for 50 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
That's what the actual value is.
Yeah, it could still be profitable.
Yeah, then it could be really worth looking at.
Yeah, I mean, all these. Here's another condo starting out at $13,000, valued. It says at $100,000. And this one is at $14,000, valued at $140, and let's see what it is. It's another house.
Yeah.
Really, there are tons and tons of good purchases here that you could go after. In this area, it really is pretty impressive, if I do say so myself here.
Yeah, it's a great auction, so even with everything going on, there's still opportunities out there. Again, guys, this is Broward County. It's going to be held on Grant Street Group, their system on April 15th.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good properties here. You may, I don't know if you can still have time, probably you might have time to register. You need to look on that and check that out. Now, if you want more information about how to locate or perform due diligence and research on tax liens and deeds or anything like this, you should check out taxsalesupport.com and the membership program, which is hands down the best deal when it comes to training that you can find for tax liens and deeds.
Yeah, you guys are going to have access to all of our over-the-counter list from over 30 states, all of our auction list. Just like we went on there to our online auction pages, you can get all of the online auctions there, plus all of the training, which includes weekly live webinars and all of our programs, our books, everything. So as a member, you get access to everything.
Yeah, it's definitely the best place to start with training before you spend money anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you liked our videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the likes up button. We appreciate it.
Thank you.